So in this module, we're going to talk about tools of the trade. Simple communication management tools that you can use that I find are the source of many of the failure points of people that don't do well when it comes to outsourcing and VAs. So we're going to jump into those that will make all the difference in the world. But before I talk about those, real quick, I want to talk about two other things that are really critical for your success. First of all, have some kind of goal management, accountability, task management platform, whether you're using EOS, Traction, as a lot of people know, scaling up, 4 disciplines of execution, having some kind of framework, even if you never outsource a thing, is incredibly valuable in your business. We actually use it in our company, we use EOS, but use some kind of framework, because when you introduce something new like outsourcing and VAs into that, it makes it much more efficient. And the second thing I want to talk about is culture. How you treat these individuals makes all the difference in the world. And a lot of the countries where they work and the other jobs and opportunities, it's very dictatorial, and they're not respected and treated really well in some cases. So treat people well, show that you're committed to their growth and development. In our company, every single VA that comes on board that works with a client, I write them a personal welcome message, how committed we are to their personal growth and development, ask them about their families, their favorite books, and just show that I recognize them and I appreciate their contribution to our company and them working with clients. And even we've taken as far as United Nations and the Sustainable Development Goals. EO has a relationship with United Nations, and we actually implement those in our business. And quarterly, we survey our employees and ask, what do they care most about of the 17 SDGs? And our last one, we planted 100 trees because life on land was one they cared about. So show that you care about them and their communities, very key. Now let's talk about these 4 quick tools that are really significant in your success. First, screencasting. Screencast-O-Matic is a tool. Loom is another tool, but a big thing people struggle with is how do they get things out of their head and unpacked and communicated to an outsourced resource. We do thousands of these. In fact, we won't even let clients interview VAs until they've shown us that they've downloaded and know how to use Screencast as a key communication tool. You click a button, it records your screen, your voice, your mouse, you're done. You click one button, it immediately uploads, and they watch the video. It allows them to eliminate all of the lost in communication issues that tend to happen versus trying to type things up or doing a screen share or a live call with them. Screencasting is really critical.
So I thought I'd splice this in to give a little bit more of a visual example on screencasting because it's so critical in being successful and getting things out of your head simply and easily and reduce all that gets lost in communication failure. So when you do it, whether it's Screencast-O-Matic or Loom.com is another great one, but you click on a little button here like on Screencasting, it puts this dotted line on your screen. Whatever that dotted line is what it's recording. It's record your screen, your voice, and your mouse. I'm literally using it right now to record this. And anything you pull on your screen inside that dotted line, so you can see I've got a Google browser up, but for example, if I want to pull up and show something inside of a CRM, like for example, this is in our CRM, this is a nurture sequence that people opt into when they engage with us, and if I wanted to give direction to a VA to go in and make some edits to that sequence, anything I'm clicking on showing, this is inside of like a testimonial video in one of our nurture sequences, it's showing them exactly what is on my screen, right? And then I pull it right off. So anything you're on your screen, you can record, and as soon as you're done, you can either save it locally as a video in your file and upload it to YouTube or Vimeo. But the great thing about this is you click on Quick Share, it generates a quick link. All you do is copy that link. And for example, if I was giving somebody edits on a brochure that they did for us, I'd pull that PDF up, walk through visually on the screen the edits I want them to do on that brochure. Then instead of typing it all up in bullet points, I just open up an email and say, hey, John, see link below for my comments. They click on it, and it would show them and watch through the video. Another great example, when we were creating the logo for Outsource Access a number of years ago, a great tool I love is 48hourlogo.com. You go on and create a contest for like $130, and in 7 days, you get contest submissions from people all over the world. So you put in the name, the company, description, what have you, post it. And I use screencasting to explain the job, right? So when people are creating example logos for us, they have a lot more clarity. And then people start submitting all these examples. So in a few days, we got over 300 examples that came back to us. And somebody came back, initially I thought I wanted this globe and key concept or whatever. And then someone came up with this cool idea of this right here. And then I wanted to be able to use screencasting to explain the nuances and adjustments back and forth. So this is the original version they did. You can see here, practicing what I preach, have the example here, and then posted a screencast recording for them to do the edits, right? So it's easy to communicate back and forth. And the thing is, you'll explain more the nuances of your voice than you ever will if you have to bullet point things out, right? And people consume it way faster. Another great side example of this, if you do PDF sales proposal in your company where you do an intake with a client, you create a big PDF, you email it over to them and say, hey, see the PDF attached? Well, what if you were to pop it up and do a video walkthrough before you send it over, right? And pop your screen down on the bottom right. You can control how they consume that information, and they will consume that video way faster than they'll read that PDF, and you can get right to the key points, right? So another great little nuance. So attach that PDF and say, hey, John, see attached PDF, but click here for a video walkthrough that I did for you. It is such a mandatory requirement for us because it is a critical indicator of success. We won't even let people interview VAs in our company until they've shown us they know how to do screencasting because how significant it is. So definitely check it out.
Really critical. Second, sharing passwords. A lot of you may be familiar with a tool called Dashlane. There's another one called LastPass. You can go on their websites and learn more about it. There's a free version and a paid version. I think it's $30 or $40 a year, but it saves all your passwords, but it lets you save and share your passwords without ever giving your username and password to individuals. So people can log into websites or LinkedIn accounts or social media accounts. And if you want to disconnect, you click one button and disconnect without sharing that information. Third one, Calendly, automatic calendar appointment booking tool. If you never outsource, highly recommend you use this in your day-to-day instead of playing the game back and forth of sending times that you're available. Download it. It's a free version. The paid version is $10, $15 a month. Calendly is one that I use, and it allows you to sync with your calendar and send a link to people so they can book a call with you, and you're not having to play the game kind of back and forth. And if you have a VA manager email, it's super critical because you can give them that link and it sends it to people and they can click to book with you. Or if they're managing, operational emails in your account, like for onboarding. In our business, we use Calendly for all the onboarding with new clients coming on, and we use Calendly for them to book all the appointments with our onboarding team. So Calendly is a really powerful tool. The next one I'll share is a web-based project management type of platform, whether you use Asana, Basecamp, Trello. I could spend a whole presentation on those, but those are critical. You can assign a VA as a user in those accounts to start integrating into your business. And the last one I'll share is having some kind of a playbook, right? Having a playbook, even if you use a Google Doc to document and record everything that VA is doing. And that's where screencasting is really valuable because you can save those screencast recordings and put links to them in a playbook. So if something ever happens with the VA, they have to take off or they transition, you've got documented recordings of everything that they're doing. A great tool you can buy for that as well is called Trainual. It's actually a fellow EO member that launched that business. It's a web-based process documentation tool. And a bonus one I'll quickly share with you as well, especially in light of COVID we've had to navigate, is having an automated sales video on your site. A lot of you in sales, whether it's you as the owner or your key staff, you say the same things over and over again the first 15 to 20 minutes of every call. So I shot a quick video, recorded all the key things that people ask in the beginning, right? What about time zones? What about competency? What about security and so forth? And we make them watch that video before they can actually book a call with our team. That way, me as the owner, the CEO, I have been able to be the voice to share all of that. And then our staff and sales are just focused on answering and clarifying questions. So it's a key element in the name of automate and delegate to make things more efficient and grow in your business. In the next module, we're going to talk about how to find and source talent and the pros and cons of each.